MS 700 Get started with managing Microsoft Teams. Learn the fundamentals of managing Microsoft Teams, including Teams capabilities, Teams admin roles and management tools, lifecycle management, features for governance, and available reports to monitor your team's environment. Prerequisites: a proficient understanding of basic functional experience with Microsoft 365 services. A proficient understanding of general IT practices, including using PowerShell. Learn about Explore Microsoft Teams. 5 minutes remaining. Module 12 units. Feedback. Intermediate. Administrator. Learn about Microsoft Teams capabilities, including Teams' core workloads and integration with other Microsoft services and platforms. Understand the Teams architecture and Teams certified solutions. Learning objectives. By the end of this module, you are able to describe Microsoft Teams' core workloads. Describe how Microsoft 365 integrates with Teams. Describe how Microsoft Power Platform integrates with Teams. Explain the architecture of Microsoft Teams and dependent services. Describe how Microsoft Teams interacts with SharePoint, OneDrive, and Exchange. Describe Teams certified solutions. Prerequisites: a proficient understanding of basic functional experience with Microsoft 365 services. A proficient understanding of general IT practices, including using PowerShell. This module is part of these learning paths. MS 700 Get started with managing Microsoft Teams. Introduction. 100 XP. 3 minutes. Microsoft Teams is a cloud-based communications platform that combines different services for collaboration, such as chat, meetings, calling, and files. Teams is tightly integrated into Microsoft 365 and combines multiple workloads into a unified communication and collaboration system. In addition, Teams offers integration capabilities for other tools and third-party products. In this module, you will learn about the basic features of Microsoft Teams, along with its architecture and integration with other Microsoft services. After this module, you will be able to describe Microsoft Teams' core workloads. Describe how Microsoft 365 integrates with Teams. Describe how Microsoft Power Platform integrates with Teams. Explain the architecture of Microsoft Teams and dependent services. Describe how Microsoft Teams interacts with SharePoint, OneDrive, and Exchange. Describe Teams certified solutions. All units complete. Complete. Explore capabilities in Microsoft Teams. 100 XP. 5 minutes. Teams is the platform for communications and collaboration within Microsoft 365. Teams brings chat, calling, meeting, collaboration, and application integration into a single experience. You can share files and data, manage tasks, and collaborate on documents with people inside and outside your organization. Teams can simplify your work by integrating with the other apps and processes you use. Additionally, Microsoft Teams delivers the advanced security and compliance capabilities that enable safe and trustworthy online collaboration. Chat. Chat is at the center of whatever you do in Teams. From individual chats with just one other person to group chats and conversations in channels, chat has you covered. Once in a chat, you can send messages that include files, links, emojis, stickers, and GIF files. There are a few different ways to chat with people in Teams. Private chat. Private chats enable quick chats with a specific person or a group of people. It reduces email clutter and makes it easier to share pictures and documents. You can start one-on-one or group chats by selecting chat icon in Teams. One-on-one chats. Chats with one other person. Group chats. Chats with a few people at once, but outside of a channel. Channel messages. Channels are where the work gets done. Channel conversations are public and visible to members of the channels. You can start conversations and make announcements in one or multiple channels simultaneously by selecting New Conversation in the Posts tab of Channels. Channel messages. Chats with everyone on the team who pays attention to that channel. Collaboration. Microsoft Teams lets you quickly pull together a team with people inside and outside your organization. You can chat with others to drive fast and inclusive conversations, securely share and co-author documents, and iterate on projects. To achieve its goal of efficiency through a flat hierarchy, Teams only provides two user roles, which consist of owners and members. Team. A team is a collection of people, content, and tools surrounding different projects and outcomes within an organization. There are three types of teams. Org-wide teams provide an automatic way for everyone in a small to medium-sized organization to be a part of a single team for collaboration and is limited to organizations with no more than 10,000 users. Public teams are open, and anyone within the organization can join. Private teams consist only of invited users. Channels. A team is made up of channels. Channels are the collaboration spaces within a team where the actual work is done. Channels are where you hold meetings, have conversations, and work on files together. Standard channels. Standard channels are visible to all team members, which are available for conversations that everyone on a team can participate in. Private channels. Private channels create focused spaces for collaboration within a team. Anyone, including guests, can be added as a member of a private channel as long as they are already members of the team. Only the users on the team who are owners or members of the private channel can access the channel. Shared channels. Shared channels create collaboration spaces where you can invite people who are not in the team. Users can securely collaborate with users or groups across teams and organizations. Teams can be dynamic for project-based work, such as running projects, and ongoing, to reflect the internal structure of your organization, such as departments and office locations. All data within a team, such as conversations, files, and notes across team channels, are only visible to members of the team. At the top of each channel, you'll find tabs, which are basically links to your favorite files, apps, and services. The following picture shows the structure of channels in teams of an organization. Apps and workflows. Teams is designed to enable this new way of working. Teams enables users to integrate everyday work apps into a single place for a unified work experience. Users can add an app to a tab in a channel, chat, or meetings. Tabs serve almost like bookmarks that users no longer need to jump between different apps, clients, and services. There are various apps that users can add to their teams, channels, and personal view to help them get things done. You, as a Teams administrator, can manage apps, connectors, and bots that are available across all team members. App Store. Adding apps from the Teams App Store lets users do more in Microsoft Teams. Low-code solutions. Use Microsoft Power Platform to create low-code solutions to simplify work, all from within Teams. Professional developer apps. Create custom apps to fit your organization's needs. Meetings. With online meetings in Teams, you can host audio and video conference calls from any device. Share your content and collaborate easily during your meeting through integration with Microsoft 365. Meeting chats allow you to have conversations during the meeting and keep future updates in context. Anyone who has a valid business or consumer email address can easily join the meeting using a link in the invite. Teams meetings include audio, video, and screen sharing. They're one of the key ways to collaborate in Teams. Teams webinars provide the tools to schedule your webinar, register attendees, run an interactive presentation, and analyze attendee data for effective follow-up. Teams live events are an extension of Teams meetings that enable you to schedule and produce events that stream to large online audiences. Calls. Calls are a quick way to connect in Teams. With many calling options and useful features at your disposal, you can communicate with people or groups in familiar ways. You can make and receive calls directly in Microsoft Teams with advanced features like group calling, cloud voicemail, and call transfers. There are two kinds of calls in Teams. Calls between Teams clients. Out of the box, Teams supports the ability for users to make and receive PSTN calls. Microsoft Teams Phone allows users to make and receive public switched telephone network, PSTN, phone calls with traditional phone service. To enable users to make and receive PSTN calls, you need to connect Microsoft Teams Phone to the PSTN. Users can then use the dial pad to call landlines or mobile phones on the PSTN. Security and compliance. Microsoft Teams provides the enterprise-grade security, compliance, and manageability. With Microsoft Teams, organizations can adopt user collaboration and communication while protecting their business data and interest on an enterprise scale. Security. Teams enforces two-factor authentication, single sign-on through Active Directory, and encryption of data in transit and at rest. The security capabilities for Teams include safe links, safe attachments, multi-geo support, end-to-end encryption, meeting safety controls, conditional access policies.
Microsoft Defender for Office 365.
Microsoft Defender for Cloud Apps. Compliance. The compliance capabilities for Teams include e-discovery, sensitivity labels, retention policies, information barriers, compliance recording, data loss prevention (DLP), communication compliance. Teams and Teams Premium. Microsoft Teams Premium is a Teams add-on license that allows organizations with Microsoft 365 subscriptions to enhance their Teams experience with benefits like more personalized and intelligent meetings, webinars, and town halls, enhanced protection for meetings, advanced management and reporting capabilities for IT, advanced virtual appointments. Purchasing the Teams Premium add-on license provides admins and end users with extra features on top Teams along with their Microsoft 365 subscription. The following tables compare key features between Teams and Teams Premium. Because Teams Premium is an add-on license to Teams, users need Teams and Teams Premium licenses to access all features listed below. Teams Premium licenses don't replace users' standard Teams licenses. There are differences between Teams and Teams Premium when it comes to meetings, webinars, town halls, collaboration tools, and more. For a full breakdown of differences between Teams and Teams Premium, please see Microsoft Teams Premium licensing. Intelligent Recap for Teams Premium. Intelligent Recap leverages AI to automatically provide a comprehensive overview of your meeting, helping users save time catching up and coordinating next steps. Found on the New Recap tab in Teams Calendar and Chat, users will see AI-powered insights like automatically generated meeting notes, recommended tasks, and personalized highlights to help users quickly find the most important information, even if you miss the meeting. With Intelligent Recap, you can focus on the meeting discussion itself and not on capturing notes. AI-generated notes allow users to see key points and takeaways after the meeting, automatically created and powered by GPT. And follow-up is easy with AI-generated tasks and action items automatically suggested for you. Enable Intelligent Recap. For users with a Teams Premium license, Intelligent Meeting Recap is a comprehensive AI-powered meeting recap experience that helps users catch up, recall, and follow up on hour-long meetings in minutes by providing recording and transcription playback with AI assistance. Located on the New Recap tab in Teams Calendar and Chat app, this experience also allows users to browse the recording by speakers, as well as access AI-generated suggested notes, suggested tasks, and at mentions. Note 1. If you need information about enabling the public preview itself, see Enable the public preview for Teams below. Note 2. To be able to use this feature, user needs to be in public preview. Other meeting participants are not required to be in public preview. Supported clients and platforms. Windows.
macOS.
Enable your Teams client for the public preview. First, IT admins need to set an update policy that turns on Show Preview features. Learn how at Public Preview in Microsoft Teams, Microsoft Docs. Users then choose to join the public preview individually. Learn how at Get Early Access to new Teams features, Office support, Microsoft.com. Explore Microsoft 365 Copilot capabilities in Microsoft Teams. 100 XP. 5 minutes. Microsoft 365 Copilot in Microsoft Teams enhances collaboration and helps you get the most out of your Teams chats and meetings. Quickly recap, identify follow-up tasks, create agendas, and ask questions for more effective and focused meetings. Summarize key takeaways, see what you've missed, and pinpoint key people of interest in chat threads you were added to, all without breaking the flow of discussion. Copilot in Teams uses your Teams chat and meeting content to generate insights and actionable suggestions alongside your most important Teams touchpoints. Microsoft 365 Copilot in Teams and Meetings and Calls. Microsoft 365 Copilot in Teams meetings and calls helps you capture action items, different perspectives by topic, or unresolved questions. You can even ask Copilot to give you a response as a table, generating a markdown table that's ready for you to copy and share. By processing the meeting transcript, it generates responses to prompts such as, "What questions are unresolved in this meeting? What opinions did team members have about this campaign? Create a table of pros and cons for this campaign." Microsoft 365 Copilot is available in the following meetings and calls: one-on-one and group calls, single meetings or scheduled private meetings, instances or occurrences of meetings in a series, channel meetings.
Meet now.
Requirements for Microsoft 365 Copilot in meetings. Turn on transcription or recording. To use Copilot without recording or transcription, use Copilot without recording. All participants see a notification that the meeting is being transcribed. Have enough meeting time where participants have been speaking. If there isn't enough transcribed speech in the meeting yet, Copilot states that it needs more information before responding to prompts. Ensure the meeting was created by someone within your organization. If a meeting was created by an external participant, Copilot won't be available in that meeting. If external participants are invited but not the meeting organizer, Copilot will still be available in the meeting. Requirements for Microsoft 365 Copilot in calls. Turn on transcription or recording and transcription for one-on-one calls. For VoIP callers, all participants see a notification that the call is being transcribed. For PSTN callers, all participants hear an announcement that the call is being recorded. Any additional caller added to an existing one-on-one call won't be able to use Copilot. Access Microsoft 365 Copilot during a meeting or call. During a meeting or call, select Copilot from the meeting controls. If transcription isn't already turned on, you're asked to turn it on. Copilot appears in a panel on the right side of the meeting window. Select more prompts or type in your own prompt into the compose box. Copilot processes content from the meeting transcript to generate a response. If you're at least 5 minutes late to a meeting that has been recorded or transcribed, Copilot will ask if you would like a summary of the meeting so far. When a meeting is 10 minutes away from ending, Copilot asks if you would like notes and action items to help end the meeting. Access Microsoft 365 Copilot after a call. Once the call has ended, go to the Calls button on the left side of Teams. From there, go to your Teams call history, select Ask about this call, and open Copilot. Access Microsoft 365 Copilot after meeting. Once the meeting has ended, select the meeting in your Teams calendar. From there, select the Recap tab in your meeting details. For more scenarios on how to use Copilot in Teams meetings, see Get Started with Copilot in Microsoft Teams meetings. Use Microsoft 365 Copilot in Teams chats. Copilot empowers you to ask questions about your chat conversations in Teams. You can use Copilot to quickly review the main points, action items, and decisions from your chats, without having to scroll through long threads. You can also choose to view highlights from the past 1, 7, or 30 days of conversation. Note: Copilot in Teams chat only uses data available in the chat thread you have open. Copilot is available in the following chats and only references the meeting chat, not the meeting transcript. One-on-one and group chats. Single meeting chats or scheduled private meeting chats.
Meet Now chats.
To access Copilot in Teams chats, select a chat in Teams, then select Copilot in the upper right corner. A pane opens to the right of the chat where you find introductory information about using Copilot in chat and a compose box to ask a question about the chat. Besides answering questions and summarizing the conversation, select more prompts below the compose box to guide you and quickly pull out the details you need. In responses from Copilot, you'll see citations to the relevant information in the chat thread. Selecting a citation will take you to the reference message in the chat thread to the left. Only you can see your conversations with Copilot, but if you'd like to share the response with someone else, select Copy at the top right of the individual response to copy the text. Then, paste it into another chat, channel conversation, or anywhere else. To close Copilot in chat, select Copilot again or the X button at the top right of the pane. Use suggested actions in chat. Suggested actions appear in Teams chat and, when selected, will open Copilot to the right of the chat. For example, when returning to a chat, if there are 8 or more unread messages, you might see a clickable suggestion, "Summarize what I've missed." Select the suggestion to open Copilot and generate a chat summary. For more scenarios on how to use Copilot for chat, see Get Started with Copilot in Microsoft Teams Chat. Use the Microsoft 365 Copilot cross-app chat experience in Teams and Teams Mobile. Available for download, the Copilot cross-app chat experience in Teams helps you get things done in whole new ways using the power of AI. Once you download the Copilot app, you can pin it and interact with Copilot like a contact in Teams chat. Use natural language to give Copilot instructions. The more details you add, the better the outcome. And you can improve on results by refining your instructions and iterating. Ask for a summary of the things you need to catch up on, including your files, messages, and people. Copilot can also help you find and use info that's buried in documents or lost in conversations. And together you can create content with all of it. Here are some things you can try. What were the key takeaways from a meeting? Draft an outline for a presentation about. When's my next meeting with a person? Note: Copilot in Teams can't reference information from the following file types. PDFs. Install Microsoft 365 Copilot in Teams. To access Copilot in Teams, install the Copilot app in Teams. Go to Apps on the left side of Teams. In the search bar, type Copilot. Locate M365 Chat and select Add. This adds Copilot as a chat in your Teams chat list. Select Chat on the left side of Teams and find M365 Chat that was just added. Tip: pin Microsoft 365 Chat to keep it front and center in your chat list. Use Microsoft 365 Copilot in Teams. When you first open Copilot in chat, you'll be presented with best practices for using Copilot and suggested prompts to get you started. Use Copilot to summarize. List out key points from a file. Recap your last meeting. Summarize unread emails from this person.
Create.
Create an FAQ based on a file. Write an intro to an email. Suggest 5 compelling titles for a file.
Ask.
What's my next meeting? Who am I meeting with tomorrow? Where was I mentioned by a person? Some suggested prompts require you to refer to files or other data sources, which are indicated by blue text. Copilot suggests a list of items you can choose from. To select something not on the list, type in the reference after the // in the Compose box and select from the newly generated options. Allow some time for Copilot to provide a response. After Copilot provides a response, ask clarifying questions, provide additional information, refine the output, or type another question that continues the conversation for up to 20 queries. Select New Topic above the Compose box to restart the conversation context with a new query and suggested prompts. Your previous chat history with Copilot will still be visible. Help. For explore Microsoft Teams integration with Microsoft 365. 100 XP. 5 minutes. Microsoft 365 is the productivity cloud designed to help each of us achieve what matters in our work and life. With best-in-class Office apps, intelligent cloud services, and advanced security, Microsoft Teams is part of Microsoft 365, meaning your collaboration experience in Teams will be integrated with the files, information, and services your team needs to get things done. There are multiple ways to apply Microsoft 365 apps and services in Microsoft Teams. The most common scenario is to add a new tab to a team channel. Users can also add the content to a chat from Microsoft 365 services. The following are examples of integrating Microsoft 365 in Microsoft Teams.
Microsoft Viva.
Microsoft Viva is an integrated employee experience platform for the hybrid work era. Viva brings together tools and applications employees need into one unified solution aligned across 4 key experience areas: connection, insight, purpose, and growth. For example, Viva Goals is a goal setting and objectives and key results OKR management solution that helps organizations align everyday work to business outcomes. The integration between Viva Goals and Teams brings goals into the flow of work. These include an enhanced Microsoft Teams app to check in and collaborate on OKRs within the Teams activity feed, an extension in Azure DevOps to complete work items, a connection to Power BI datasets to track key performance indicators, KPIs, and key results, and integrations with Microsoft Planner and Microsoft Project for automatic project management updates. Viva Connections brings your organization's internal resources into Microsoft Teams where it is easier to share, collaborate, and chat all in one place. Users with an F license will see Viva Connections pinned in first position in the Teams app bar on both desktop and mobile experiences. The Viva Connections app will automatically display for users who are enrolled in the Frontline Pinned app experience. Users with an F license will see Viva Connections pinned in first position in the Teams app bar on both desktop and mobile experiences. The Viva Connections app will automatically display for users who are enrolled in the Frontline Pinned app experience. If the organization has not set up Viva Connections yet, and there isn't a custom app policy assigned to an FSKU user, these users will have access to the new experience and will be able to access it from the top position in the Teams app bar. If the organization is already using Viva Connections and the home site is set up, frontline workers will not see the default Viva Connections experience. Instead, they will see the SharePoint home site that has already been set up in the tenant. If a user with an F license has a custom app setup policy, or the Frontline Pinned app experience is turned off for the tenant, the frontline user will not see the default Viva Connections app pinned in the top position in the Teams app bar. Outlook. The integration between Outlook and Teams makes it easy to collaborate no matter where the conversation is taking place. Share to Outlook. Users can share chats or channel conversations to Outlook without leaving Teams by selecting on the Share to Outlook in More Options icon in a conversation. Share to Teams. Users can move an email conversation from Outlook, including attachments, into a Teams chat or channel conversation by selecting on the Share to Teams in Outlook. Actionable missed activity emails. Users can set the notification for missed activity emails to stay on top of missed conversation in Teams. The missed activity emails show the latest replies from the conversation and allow users to respond directly from within Outlook. SharePoint. In Microsoft Teams, users can add published SharePoint pages or lists as a tab in a Teams channel. SharePoint pages let users share ideas using images, video, links, and documents. SharePoint lists are a great way to collaborate on content and data. Team members can view pages, edit lists, and add comments in the Teams tabs. Add the SharePoint tab in Teams to quickly paste any page, news post, or list from a published SharePoint site. Microsoft Lists. Microsoft Lists is a Microsoft 365 app that helps users track information and organize their work. With ready-made templates, you can quickly create lists from directly within Teams and access them on the Teams mobile app by accessing the Lists tab you added as a channel. Planner and Tasks. Microsoft Planner is a task management tool that small teams of individuals can use to manage their work and associated tasks visually and openly with the rest of the team. Having Planner as a tab in Microsoft Teams enables the team to work more collaboratively and closer together without any added effort. Tasks in Teams gives you a new unified view of your personal and team tasks powered by Planner and To Do. It consolidates your tasks across Microsoft To Do, Planner, and Outlook. There are two places in Teams where you can access tasks, as an app in the left Apps menu and as a tab within individual teams. Forms. Users can access Microsoft Forms directly in Microsoft Teams. Easily set up a Forms tab. Create a new form to collect responses, add an existing form to collect responses or show survey results, collaborate with your team on a form, create notifications for your form, or conduct a quick poll to a Teams chat, channel, or meeting. Office documents, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Users can add document files as a tab in Microsoft Teams. Additionally, files stored in Teams file library are accessible to every member of the team. Users and their team members can co-edit Word, PowerPoint, or Excel documents, or comment on Visio files. OneNote. Within Microsoft Teams, Users can interact with Notebook by visiting the OneNote tab in a channel in Teams. For example, create a tab of OneNote to a channel in Teams to store text, images, handwritten notes, and more. Add a tab of OneNote to a channel in Teams from an existing notebook to centralize content. Explore Microsoft Teams integration with Microsoft Power Platform. 100 XP. 5 minutes. Today's business problems increasingly require modern digital solutions. With the integration of Microsoft Power Platform apps into Teams, organizations can streamline business processes, respond to changing business needs more rapidly to drive greater collaboration, and create and share custom solutions to be more productive. With a low-code platform, anyone with a great idea can build a digital app. Microsoft Power Platform helps users accelerate their development with low-code tools. For example, analyze data using Power BI, build custom apps using Power Apps, automate processes using Power Automate, create intelligent bots using Power Virtual Agents more quickly than ever. Microsoft Power Platform provides many integration capabilities with Teams. For example, embed Power BI reports in the Teams workspace. Embed apps created using Power Apps as a tab or personal app. Trigger a Power Automate flow from any message or use adaptive cards. Add your bot created using Power Virtual Agents to Teams for other members of your organization to interact with. Power Apps in Teams. Power Apps provides a rapid, low-code development environment for building custom apps for business needs. It has services, connectors, and a scalable data service and app platform, Microsoft Dataverse, to allow simple integration and interaction with existing data. Combined with Microsoft Teams, Power Apps can be used to build a modern workplace through custom tabs and apps in the app bar, all with little to no code. The following are examples to use Power Apps in Microsoft Teams. Expand table. Scenario. Description. Embed a Canvas app as a tab app. Use the Power Apps tab for Teams to embed a Canvas app as a tab app in Teams. The Canvas app integrates business data from a wide variety of Microsoft and third-party data sources, including Dataverse. Embed a Canvas app as a personal app. Embed a Canvas app as a first-class Teams personal app. The Canvas app integrates business data from a wide variety of Microsoft and third-party data sources, including Dataverse. Embed a model-driven app as a tab app. Use the Power Apps tab for Teams to embed a model-driven app as a tab app in Teams. Embed a model-driven app as a personal app. Embed a model-driven app as a first-class Teams personal app. Create apps in Teams backed by Microsoft Dataverse for Teams. Use the new Power Apps app in Teams to create Canvas apps within Teams backed by Dataverse for Teams, the new built-in, low-code data platform for Teams. Dataverse for Teams empowers users to build custom apps, bots, and workflows by using Power Apps, Power Virtual Agents, and Power Automate, respectively, without ever leaving the Teams interface. Power Automate in Teams. Power Automate lets users create automated workflows between applications and services. It helps automate repetitive business processes such as communication, data collections, and decision approvals. Not only for the individual user, Power Automate allows for the creation of enterprise-grade process automation. The integration of Power Automate and Teams streamlines processes to make the work in Teams even more efficient. Users can use pre-built templates to easily automate common business processes. The following are examples to use Power Automate in Microsoft Teams. Expand table. Scenario. Description. Trigger flows from Teams messages. In this scenario, you can create flows that are triggered when someone selects a Teams message. The flow can then run as any other flow you create. Use flows with adaptive cards. Here, adaptive cards can be used as the trigger for flows. The full set of rich adaptive cards is available to you. Create flows from within the Power Apps app in Teams. Use the Power Apps app in Teams to create flows that use Dataverse for Teams. Dataverse for Teams is a built-in, low-code data platform for Teams that empowers users to build custom apps and workflows within Teams by using Power Apps and Power Automate. Power Virtual Agents in Teams. Power Virtual Agents enables anyone to create powerful chatbots using a guided, no-code graphical interface, without the need for data scientists or developers. It minimizes the IT effort required to deploy and maintain a custom solution by empowering subject matter experts to build and maintain their own conversational solutions. For example, a human resources (HR) employee creates a bot that can answer questions about vacation balance, time off, and benefits. The following are examples to use Power Virtual Agents in Microsoft Teams. Create, author, test, and publish chatbots directly from Teams. Review and analyze the performance of the bot. Have bots take actions on someone's behalf. Power BI in Teams. Power BI enables users to connect and transform data into accessible visualizations seamlessly. Measuring and tracking results is essential for teams to achieve their objectives. Users can visualize insights with Power BI in Teams and discuss data effortlessly to enable data-driven decisions. The following are examples to use Power BI in Microsoft Teams. Create Power BI tab in Teams to make data-driven decisions quickly. Embed interactive reports in Microsoft Teams channels and chats. Get notifications in Teams about activity from Power BI. Collaboration is possible with the Power BI app in Microsoft Teams. The app is designed for a personal experience of Power BI. The following are examples to use Power BI service in Microsoft Teams. Create, view, and edit dashboards, reports, and apps. Create and participate in workspaces. Share content, either through email or through Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Dataverse for Teams. Microsoft Dataverse for Teams, which is built on Microsoft Dataverse, provides relational data storage, rich data types, enterprise-grade governance, and one-click solution deployment to the Microsoft Teams app. Microsoft Dataverse for Teams is a built-in, low-code data platform for Microsoft Teams that lets users build custom apps, bots, and flows in Microsoft Teams by using Power Apps, Power Virtual Agents, and Power Automate. If your organization requires extra capabilities, such as more granular control for security and governance, or capacity beyond the approximately 1 million rows a Dataverse for Teams environment can contain, Dataverse for Teams can be upgraded to Dataverse. The 4 types of Dataverse for Teams solutions are: Apps. Use Power Apps in Teams to create custom apps that are built by using the enhanced performance and scalability of Dataverse for Teams. Workflows. Build flows that can respond to new Teams messages when data changes in Dataverse for Teams or when a Teams message is selected and has started a process. Chatbots. Share expertise through FAQs and interact with your data in Dataverse for Teams. Dashboards. Users can explore and interact with their data in Dataverse for Teams. Some of the benefits of Dataverse for Teams include support to build low-code and no-code apps, flows, and chatbots for and within Teams. Core data capabilities from the same platform behind Microsoft Power Platform and Dynamics 365. Storage, rich data types with enterprise capabilities, and one-click solution deployment. A new visual editor that makes it even easier to define and populate table data. Enterprise security that's easy to use and aligned with the approach used in Teams. Inclusion in most existing Teams licenses. Storage of 2 GB per team, and support for up to 1 million rows. Support for 5 teams plus 1 additional team for every 20 licensed users. The capability to be upgraded to Dataverse. 365 Training Tag, or Ask a Question on Microsoft. Illustrate Microsoft Teams architecture. 100 XP. 5 minutes. Teams is central to the logical architecture of productivity services in Microsoft 365. Teams is built on Microsoft 365 groups, Microsoft Graph, and the same enterprise-grade security, compliance, and manageability as the rest of Microsoft 365. Dependencies of Microsoft Teams. Teams app capabilities depend on underlying communication and collaboration technologies. When you create a team, here's what gets created. A new Microsoft 365 group. A SharePoint online site and document library to store team files. An Exchange online shared mailbox and calendar. A OneNote notebook. The following diagram shows the existing dependencies from Teams to the Office 365 services. Teams uses the most effective storage location for different Teams data. The following diagram shows the key data entities and location where data is stored at rest. For example, Teams meeting recordings are saved to SharePoint and OneDrive.
Note:
If a Teams meeting recording fails to successfully upload to SharePoint or OneDrive, the recording will instead be temporarily saved to Azure Media Services, AMS. Once stored in AMS, no retry attempts are made to automatically upload the recording to SharePoint or OneDrive. Meeting recordings stored in AMS are available for 21 days before being automatically deleted. Users can download the video from AMS if they need to keep a copy. Governance, security, and compliance for Teams. The Teams architecture enables data governance, security, and compliance capabilities. You can protect Teams data with various security and compliance features in Microsoft 365. This protects against leakage and loss of business data by supporting compliant business processes when discovering sensitive business data. Limits of Microsoft Teams. While Microsoft Teams provides various workloads and features, the architecture is naturally bound to several limits that administrators must be aware of. Refer to the documentation and limits and specifications for Microsoft Teams. Conclusion: Microsoft Teams is built to combine the already effective workloads of Office 365 with a general information protection strategy. This strategy empowers organizations to use Office 365 capabilities to create efficient business processes that conform to modern security, compliance, and data governance requirements. Administrators need to understand the Teams architecture, how it provides the link between today's cloud technology and the modern business needs of organizations. Microsoft Teams with Microsoft 365 Groups. 100 XP. 5 minutes. Microsoft 365 Groups is the cross-application membership service in Microsoft 365. It is an object in Microsoft Entra ID. A Microsoft 365 group can be created directly from Microsoft 365 Admin Center or indirectly from creation of associated workloads, such as a team. When you create a team in Microsoft Teams, on the back end, you're creating a Microsoft 365 group and the associated cloud applications. Teams shares the same group privacy and membership roles with the associated Microsoft 365 group. Shared resources for Microsoft 365 groups. Microsoft 365 Groups is the foundational membership service that drives all teamwork across Microsoft 365. With Microsoft 365 Groups, you can give a group of people access to a collection of shared resources. These resources include a shared Outlook inbox, a shared calendar, a SharePoint document library, a planner, a OneNote notebook,
Power BI,
a team if the group was created from Teams, roadmap if you have project for the web,
Stream,
Microsoft 365 Groups privacy. When creating a Microsoft 365 group, you must decide if you want it to be a private or a public group. The group privacy also applies to the privacy of the associated team. Public group. Any user in your organization can join public groups without the need of an administrator or owner to add or approve them. Therefore, content in a public group can be seen by anybody in your organization as soon they join the group. Private group. Content in a private group can only be seen by the members of the group. People who want to join a private group must be approved by a group owner. Group membership and roles. With a Microsoft 365 group, you don't have to manually assign permissions to each of shared resources. Adding people to the group automatically gives them the permissions they need. When you create a team, a Microsoft 365 group is created to manage team membership. If you remove a member of a team, they are removed from the Microsoft 365 group as well. Removal from the group immediately removes the team and channels from the team's client. If you remove a person from a group using the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, they will no longer have access to the other collaborative aspects such as SharePoint document library. Groups have the following roles. Owners. Group owners can add or remove members and have unique permissions like the ability to delete conversations from the shared inbox or change different settings about the group. Group owners can rename the group, update the description or picture, and more. Members. Members can access everything in the group, but can't change group settings. By default, group members can invite guests to join your group, though you can control that setting. Guests. Group guests are members who are from outside your organization. Compare groups. The following table identifies the differences between Microsoft 365 groups and other types of groups. Distribution groups can be upgraded to Microsoft 365 groups. Expand table.
Name.
Description. Used when Microsoft 365 groups. Used for collaboration between users, both inside and outside your company. A collaborative workspace for a group of users is required, such as a department or users working on a common project. Distribution groups. Used for sending notifications to a group of people. Sending email communication to a defined group of users, such as people in Building A or everyone at Contoso. Security groups. Used for granting access to resources and for managing devices. Granting access to resources, such as SharePoint sites. Mail-enabled security groups. Same as security groups, but includes email distribution to members. Mail-enabled security group membership cannot be dynamic and cannot contain devices. Granting access to resources such as SharePoint and emailing notifications to those users. All units complete. Complete module. Related to this module, explore. Describe Microsoft Teams with SharePoint and OneDrive. 100 XP. 5 minutes. SharePoint and OneDrive are primary content services in Microsoft 365. Microsoft Teams uses SharePoint and OneDrive in Microsoft 365 for content collaboration. Team files are stored in SharePoint sites, and chat files are stored in OneDrive. Additionally, all Teams meeting recordings are saved to OneDrive or SharePoint. If users aren't assigned SharePoint licenses, they don't have OneDrive storage in Microsoft 365. File sharing works in standard channels, but users won't be able to share files in chats without OneDrive storage in Microsoft 365. By storing the files in the SharePoint document library and OneDrive, all compliance rules configured at the tenant level will be followed. SharePoint in Microsoft Teams. Each team in Microsoft Teams has a SharePoint Teams site associated. Files shared within a conversation are automatically added to the document library. Permissions and file security options set in SharePoint are automatically reflected within Teams. Permissions for the SharePoint Teams site are best managed through the associated Microsoft 365 group or Teams team. For public teams, the SharePoint Teams site is provisioned with everyone except external users site members access. The public team isn't displayed in Teams for people who aren't members of that team. However, they can access content on the SharePoint Teams site using the URL of the SharePoint Teams site. Teams connected sites and channel types. Teams connected sites are a specialized type of SharePoint site that's been optimized for a Teams connection. Each channel in a team gets a folder within the default Share Documents library. Depending on the channel type, the channel folder could be in the different SharePoint team sites. Standard channel. Each standard channel, including the general channel, the default channel for each team, gets a folder within the default SharePoint team site document library. Private channel. Each private channel has a folder in Share Document Library of its own SharePoint team site that's separate from the parent team site. This ensures access to private channel files is restricted to only members of the private channel. A private channel SharePoint site is created in the same geographic region as the SharePoint site of the parent team. Site membership is synced with the membership of the private channel within Teams. Shared channel. Each shared channel has its own SharePoint site for file storage. Only members of the shared channel can access this site. The site can't be shared separately. Files and folders can be shared with anyone in the organization and external participants in the channel by using shareable links. The following table shows the scenarios of Teams content stored in SharePoint. Expand table. Scenario. Storage location. Files shared in Teams channels. For example, post files or pictures to the channel conversation. Files are stored in the channel folder of the SharePoint document library. Files sent to a channel. For example, send emails with file attachments to the channel's email address. Files are stored in the subfolder email messages of the channel folder in the SharePoint document library. Channel meeting recordings. Channel meeting recordings are stored in a folder named Recordings in the channel folder that's in the document library for that team. Note: the person who started the recording has edit permissions. Permissions for all other channel members are inherited from the team's channel permissions. If a user can access the channel in Teams, they can access the meeting recording just like any other file saved in the channel. OneDrive in Microsoft Teams. For every user, the OneDrive folder Microsoft Teams chat files is used to store all files shared within private chats with other users, 1:1 or one-to-many, with permissions configured automatically to restrict access to the intended user only. Additionally, the recordings for non-channel meetings are stored in a folder named Recordings in the OneDrive for the person who started the meeting recording. The meeting organizer and the person who started the recording will have edit permissions and can share the recording. People who are invited to the meeting will have view permissions. Guests will not have access by default, but they can request access or the recording can be shared with external users proactively. The following table shows the scenarios of Teams content stored in OneDrive. Expand table. Scenario. Storage location. Files shared in private chats, 1:1 or one-to-many chats. Files are stored in the sender's OneDrive folder Microsoft Teams chat files. Non-channel meeting recordings. Meeting recordings are stored in a folder named Recordings in the OneDrive for the person who started the meeting recording. All units complete. Complete module. Having an issue? We can help. For issues related to this module, explore existing questions using the hashtag Microsoft360. Describe Microsoft Teams with Exchange. 100 XP. 5 minutes. Another core service of Microsoft Teams is Exchange Online. When you create a team, a corresponding Microsoft 365 group and a mailbox for the group are automatically created behind the scene. This group mailbox provides messaging capabilities and a mail-based storage location for data processed and produced in Teams. Exchange Mailbox for Teams. Every Microsoft 365 group that is associated with a team has a corresponding group mailbox in Exchange Online that provides resources to use messaging and a calendar for planning meetings. Data created in Teams is stored in different Exchange locations. Emails sent to the team. When an email is sent to the Microsoft 365 group email address, the email is stored in the Microsoft 365 group mailbox. A copy is distributed to the user mailboxes of all subscribers. Chat messages. Chat messages and users' chat history are stored in their user mailboxes. Channel messages. Messages posted into channel conversations are stored in a hidden folder in the Microsoft 365 group mailbox. Meeting information. When planning meetings for a team, the meetings are stored as meeting elements in the Microsoft 365 group mailbox. User profile picture. When a user changes their profile picture in Teams, the picture is also stored in the user's mailbox. Call history and voicemail. Call history and voicemail messages are delivered to the associated user's mailbox. Connector configuration. The configuration data for connectors is stored in the Microsoft 365 group mailbox. An example would be the connector data required to subscribe to RSS feeds. These Exchange locations support the security and compliance tools provided by Microsoft 365, such as retention policies, e-discovery, legal holds, and data loss prevention. Teams in a hybrid Exchange deployment. Teams can be deployed with Exchange Hybrid, where either some or all mailboxes are hosted on an on-premises servers. In a hybrid deployment, Exchange must be deployed so that it's ready to use the supported Teams feature for storing and discovering data from on-premises Exchange locations. For more information, see Configure an Exchange hybrid organization for use with Microsoft Teams. All units complete. Complete module. Having an issue? We can help. For issues related to this module, explore existing questions using the hashtag Microsoft365 training tag, or ask a question on Microsoft. For issues related to certifications and exams, post on Certifican Microsoft Teams Certified Solutions. 100 XP. 5 minutes. Microsoft certification programs assure high-quality experience in Teams. There are various certified programs for different services and features in Teams. Microsoft 365 App Compliance Program. The Microsoft 365 App Compliance Program is a two-step approach to app security and compliance. Each tier builds upon the next, offering a layered program to give users the confidence they need while using apps in the Microsoft 365 ecosystem. Publisher verification helps admins and users understand the authenticity of app developers integrating with the Microsoft Identity Platform. When an app is marked as publisher verified, the publisher has verified their identity using a Microsoft Partner Network account and associated this MPN account with their application registration. Microsoft 365 certification is designed to show that an app has been vetted against controls derived from leading industry standard frameworks and that strong security and compliance practices are in place to protect customer data. The Microsoft 365 certification has two phases. Attestation is where developers share general, data handling, and security and compliance information about their app service. This reduces the need for IT admins to work directly with app publishers. All the information needed to make an informed decision can be found for all apps that have completed the publisher attestation in one place and in a consistent format. Certification offers assurance and confidence to organizations that data and privacy are adequately secured and protected when using Microsoft Teams apps. Certification confirms that an app solution is compatible with Microsoft technologies, compliant with cloud app security best practices, and supported by Microsoft. Microsoft Teams certified devices. Microsoft Teams certification programs ensure a higher quality bar with higher performance targets and audio quality metrics. The programs ensure that customers' high-quality audio calls and meetings experience when using certified desk phones and conference phones. Partners are actively working to meet this higher bar and are qualifying devices against certification requirements. For Teams certified devices, see Microsoft Teams devices. Microsoft Teams Connected Contact Center Certification Program. For organizations that want solutions with business tools and workflows to drive the customer journey, Contact Center integration for Microsoft Teams allows Contact Center as a Service (CCaaS) solution providers to integrate their solutions into Teams. The Connected Contact Center for Microsoft Teams certification program verifies each participating provider's solutions quality, compatibility, and reliability. There are three models to choose from to integrate Connected Contact Center solution into Teams. The Connect model. The Connect model uses Microsoft certified SBCs and direct routing to connect contact center solutions to Microsoft Teams phone infrastructure, enabling enhanced routing, configuration, and system insights. The Extend model. The Extend model integrates with the Teams client using the Teams client platform, Teams Graph APIs, and Cloud Communications API in Microsoft Graph. The Extend model also uses the Microsoft Teams phone for all contact center calls and call control experiences, and the Contact Center Solution Provider acts as a telephony carrier alongside Microsoft 365. The Power model. The Power model enables solution providers to create native Azure-based voice applications using the Teams calling infrastructure and client platform to deliver modern, intelligent solutions for collaborative customer and agent connection. The goal of the Power model is to provide a one-app, one-screen contact center experience. For a list of certified solution providers and see Connected Contact Center solutions. Microsoft Teams Certified Compliance Recording. In addition to publishing publicly available APIs allowing partners to develop and integrate CCaaS, Contact Center as a Service, solutions with Teams, Microsoft has developed the compliance recording for Microsoft Teams certification program to provide customers with the assurance that each participating partner's solution has been tested and verified to provide the quality, compatibility, and reliability they expect from Microsoft solutions. For the list of certified compliance recording partners, see Compliance Recording for Teams certification programs. Microsoft Certified Session Border Controller, SBC. Microsoft partners with selected Session Border Controllers, SBC, vendors to certify that their SBCs work with direct routing. Microsoft works with each vendor to jointly work on the SIP interconnection protocols. Perform intense tests using a third-party lab. Only devices that pass the tests are certified. Run daily tests with all certified devices in production and pre-production environments. Validating the devices in pre-production environments guarantees that new versions of direct routing code in the cloud will work with certified SBCs. Establish a joint support process with the SBC vendors. For the list of Certified Session Border Controller (SBC), see Certified SBC vendors. Microsoft Certified Cloud Video Interop (CVI). Cloud Video Interop (CVI) is a Microsoft-qualified third-party solution that enables third-party meeting rooms, telepresence, and personal video devices (VTCs) to join Microsoft Teams meetings. With Microsoft Teams, you get rich online content collaboration in meetings that include audio, video, and content sharing. This can be enjoyed through the desktop and web client, and through many partner devices that integrate natively with Microsoft Teams. However, many originations have already invested in video teleconferencing and personal video communication devices, which can be expensive to upgrade. Cloud Video Interop provides an easy solution, allowing you to keep using your existing solutions until you are ready to upgrade. For the list of Certified Cloud Video Interop (CVI) partners, see Partners. All units Knowledge check. Choose the best response for each of the questions below. Then select Check Your Answers. Check your knowledge.
1.
Patty Fernandez is the IT admin for Contoso Limited. The HR department wants to create an automated service to answer the frequently asked questions from employees. Which of the following tools should Patty recommend achieving the goal?
2.
Where are the recordings for channel meetings stored? 3. You're the IT admin with Contoso. Brian, a sales manager with Contoso, wants to broadcast information to key users both inside and outside the company. He maintains a list of users who are part of different distribution groups and security groups. You need to upgrade the relevant group to Microsoft 365 Group to promote collaboration. Which of the following groups can be upgraded to Microsoft 365 Groups?
4.
Alan DeYoung is the Teams administrator in Contoso Limited. A team has been created for the new series of marketing campaigns with external vendors. The team owner wants to restrict sensitive information to only a subset of the team members, including external vendors' managers. Which solution should Alan recommend to the team owner?
5.
You're the team's administrator with Contoso Group. You received a request from a marketing manager in your company to create a team for marketing department. You're aware of what gets created when creating a new team. What is a mandatory basis for a team creation?
Summary.
100 XP. 1 minute. In this module, you learned about Microsoft Teams' core capabilities and integration with other Microsoft services. You also learned the Teams architecture and dependent services. Now that you have completed this module, you should be able to evaluate Microsoft Teams' core workloads. Describe how Microsoft 365 integrates with Teams. Describe how Microsoft Power Platform integrates with Teams. Explain the architecture of Microsoft Teams and dependent services. Describe how Microsoft Teams interacts with SharePoint, OneDrive, and Exchange. Describe Teams certified solutions. All units complete.